Today on Fresno State Focus, we talked DACA and its impact on one Fresno State graduate student.
Also, we get a behind-the-scenes look at how the Fresno State Theater is reopening as their actors prepare their first in-person show of the semester.
Plus, we take a look at how Fresno State is celebrating Hispanic Heritage Month. Fresno State Focus starts now. Hello, and welcome to Fresno State Focus. I'm Lily Gonzalez.
And I'm Noah Chavez. Thank you for joining us.
DACA, the Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals program, is still facing many threats. The Biden administration has placed a rule to protect DACA from legal challenges. The rule gives the public 60 days to submit comments for or against the program. It is a step to shield the program. This rule does not make it permanent.
As a DACA recipient, I acknowledge my privilege. I acknowledge the opportunities that it grants me. DACA is an important program because it does allow all these opportunities, but unfortunately, it's not enough. I do think that we need more of a permanent solution.
Fresno State has many immigration and legal services. You can visit the Dream Success Center on the second floor of the Joyal Building for more information.
With the return of mostly in-person classes this semester, Fresno State Theater is back too. Kevin Hernandez takes us behind the scenes to show us what it has to look forward to.
With the return to in-person classes this semester, that also means the return of Fresno State Theater, and they're coming back better than ever. This season, University Theater returns with a wide variety of shows. With a total of 6 plays, the season kicks off with the play Man of God, being directed by Thomas Ellis, who's proud of the work he's doing.
This show is absolutely top-notch. All my shows are, but this one is. And the added ingredient with this show is that the students are extremely excited to be in this show because it, again, is the first all-Asian American play that we've ever done. So all of the students have a stake, a vested stake in this show. We do for all of our shows, but this is the first time we've really given voice to this community. And because of that, the students are making history, and they've put even more extra oomph into this show, so it reads on stage.
When students weren't allowed on campus, Fresno State was the only CSU that kept their theater open, keeping the students and audience engaged in the form of pre-recorded shows. Now that we're in person, everyone is more excited than ever.
So going into this, we were all a little bit hesitant, a little bit nervous that it wouldn't happen, but we made it to opening, and here we are, and we are just I feel so lucky to have such a fantastic cast and fantastic crew and be able to put on such a wonderful meeting production for everyone as our first show back from the pandemic.
It has been an amazing experience getting to be in the theater again to do an in-person show. Obviously, this is still a show being done in the middle of a pandemic, so there are certain things that aren't how they were before, but it's so exciting to be back and have a live audience watching us.
This is just the start of the return of Fresno State Theater. With many more shows to come, those who attend are sure to enjoy themselves.
Basically, we're coming back to the stage, and it's just like a renewal process. Everyone's excited about it. I'm excited. It's almost like we haven't gone anywhere, so we're just coming back from an extended vacation. So we're ready to go.
So sit back and relax, whether you're on your own or amongst your fellow theater fans. Kevin Hernandez, Fresno State Focus.
See you at Man of God, besties!
Man of God opened last Friday. There are still plenty of seats left for the shows this Saturday. Visit Fresno State's Department of Theater and Dance website or campus box office to buy tickets.
Even though theater is back, precautions are still being taken to ensure safety. The theaters where the shows perform are all seating fewer people than before to keep the building from becoming too crowded. Around 70% of the total seats will be available for the shows.
So we're trying to make sure we keep our actors safe and to keep everybody safe as well from anything that they would be projecting. So we're handling props differently, we're handling costumes differently. The staging of our shows is opening up a little bit. We're also requiring our audiences to show their vaccine cards.
We are told safety precautions are being taken seriously for those on and off stage.
Making sure everyone is safe goes far beyond the Speech Arts Building. You may notice beacons of help throughout the Fresno State campus. Those beacons are emergency phones that are pretty easy to spot, as you'll find them around parking lots, classrooms, offices, elevators, and outdoors. To call for help, simply press the big red button. Here are some other tips to help you stay safe on campus.
Honestly, normally I'll walk with a buddy. That's like my best method of transportation around here if it's later at night. So I never had to actually use the campus resources, but I know a couple of girls that have had to and get escorted like to the parking lot, to their class, stuff like that.
Keep aware of your surroundings. Keep your head up. Don't get buried in your phone where you make yourself a target for somebody to take advantage of. And there's a lot to be said about walking with your head up, making eye contact with people. We know that crooks a lot of times look for people who are vulnerable.
Fresno State Police asks students to do their part to stay safe. If you are a victim of a crime or witness to one, please call 911.
The celebration for Hispanic Heritage Month brings diverse people and cultures together. That's always the goal for the Cross-Cultural and Gender Center year-round. Ruby Roque shows us how diversity is unifying here at Fresno State.
Putting events together like La Bienvenida is just one job the Cross-Cultural and Gender Center put together for Hispanic Heritage Month, and this semester everyone is excited to be back.
We're getting a really good response, so a lot of our events fill up pretty fast. We posted a flyer for an event. We didn't even promote it on social media. Within 2 days, it was full.
The process of organizing events is something that not many people think about, but there is more meaning behind why these celebrations take place.
That's the challenging part, I think, of our job, because we want to do it all. We want to do everything. We want all of our students to feel like we're, putting out programs that they can connect with. And so a lot of what we do is my students are really they're the ones that are really kind of the creative minds behind a lot of the programs.
Student involvement is a first priority because it's important for Fresno State to embrace and unify all cultures and people after only having virtual events where student participation wasn't as high.
I'm super excited. There's no better feeling than being on campus, able to do things normally.
People may assume being a coordinator of programs and services for a university center is all computer work, but really it's about having conversations with students about the programs they want. I'm Ruby Roque, Fresno State Focus.
For students who are looking to join the fun and celebration, Hispanic Heritage Month runs until October 15th. Coming up on Fresno State Focus, we go to the South Valley where the KNP complex fire continues to burn and how the community is coming together to feed first responders.
Plus, we go to Fowler for the Fowler Fall Festival coronation to see who takes home the crown for this year's event.
I'm getting ready for the week, picking up my hoodies, jackets, sweaters, because cool weather is on the way. I think I'm gonna be wearing this cute new jacket today. Stick around because coming up next is your focus on weather.
Here in the valley, our colors are blue and our waves are red. Bulldog born and bulldog bred. Generations linked forever by traditions that have stood the test of time. Inside our stadiums, we are one. This is our valley, and this year, we're doing it for you.
At Fresno State, being bold means committing to something greater than yourself. It's learning by doing and nurturing leaders to advance our shared future. It's using research to create a better life for those around us and healing those who need us most. These are our stories, because at Fresno State, bold begins here.
It's a big time in Fresno. The big Fresno Fair is back. Brooke Chow is there.
I'm here at the Big Fresno Fair with Celeste Zavala, and I know the Big Fresno Fair has not been here for 2 years. Celeste, is there anything that we can look forward to this year?
Yeah, so we have our new pop culture experience exhibit, which is a Comic-Con style building that's dedicated to retro video games, both new and old. There's going to be multiple vendors in there so people can shop. There's also some esports tournaments happening each Saturday of the fair. And then we also have our Live in Local Marketplace and our food truck alley, both dedicated to locals here in Fresno that want to showcase their goods, just like they sell masks, they sell food, they have a variety of everything. And then also our Mexican Heritage Plaza, which is located behind the Fresno County Historical Museum, which is one of our free entertainment stages. And then also we have a few building shifts. The Gem and Mineral building is now moved into our greenhouse, and then the Home Arts is now moved into junior exhibits.
Awesome, and right behind us is where the Fresno food will be sold here. Besides fair food, my favorite part of the fair is the concert. Celeste, what headliners can we expect this year?
So on opening day, we have Anthrax. On Thursday, October 7th, we have Young the Giant. On Friday, we have Ladies Night Out, which is Belle Biv DeVoe, John B. and Maya. We have Chris Perez, who is Selena Quintanillas' husband. He'll be here on Saturday, along with the Cumbia Kings. We have Midland, which I'm really excited for, Smokey Robinson. We have a variety of shows for everyone. We also have a couple tribute nights, which those concerts are free with paid fair admission.
Awesome, and I know it's probably on many guests' mind is COVID. How is the Big Fresno Fair implementing COVID-19?
So since we're primarily an outdoor venue, we are not requiring proof of vaccination or negative COVID test, but we are strongly recommending masks in areas where social distancing isn't allowed or is not being able to accomplish, and then masks will be required indoors as well.
Well, you heard it here at the Fresno Fair. Brooke Chow, Fresno State Focus.
I'm Ana Cruz Lopez with your focus on weather. I'm in the city of San Joaquin in Fresno County. Usually this area would have kids playing, people on their walks, but more than likely due to the hazy skies, smoky air, people don't want their kids out here in this terrible air quality. It is also pretty windy, as you can see my hair flying around. Moving on to the nation's satellite map, we do see some gray and bluish areas indicating smoke along the east coast and the upper northern states. For the regional satellite, we do have the cooler weather coming in towards us. We also see some fires along the state, and those dark areas are smoke which are causing our air quality. For today's highs, we're at 80. Our surrounding cities are high 70s. Cooler weather up in Stockton and Modesto at 73. For our lows tonight, we're at 54, as well as most of our surrounding cities. Shaver Lake, we're at cool 42. For your focus on air quality, most counties are unhealthy, including Fresno, Madera, Kings. We do have San Joaquin County at moderate. The air quality alert will end on Thursday at 11 in the morning. For your extended outlook, we're at 80 with hazy, smoky skies. Friday, we have a cool 66 with chances of showers. Sunday, pretty sunny at 78. And by Tuesday, we're at 67 with a cool, breezy day. I'm Ana Cruz Lopez, and that was your focus on weather.
In other safety news, will we have another holiday season on Zoom and FaceTime? The CDC is suggesting that may be the safest plan this year. The Center for Disease Control and Prevention says one of the most vital things anyone can do is get vaccinated and encourage people in high transmission rates to mask up and consider a virtual gathering rather than in person. The nation's top disease expert, Dr. Anthony Fauci, said in an interview with the Face the Nation that it's too soon to predict how life will be by Christmas.
It's just too soon to tell. We've just got to concentrating on continuing to get those numbers down and not try to jump ahead by weeks or months and say what we're going to do at a particular time.
The CDC says if you choose to celebrate the holidays indoors with family and guests, it's recommended that you open windows and doors so the air keeps circulating. It'll be chilly and perfect to wear that ugly Christmas sweater.
It's Fowler Fall Festival time. Usually not sweater time, but it is a big tradition that had to be canceled last year. This past weekend, I got to speak with the festival queen to see how she feels about being the queen during COVID.
It started with a football game, then entered some cars, and then ended with a crowning. But what does it take to win this crown?
I sold $19,340 worth.
Wow! Emma Wilkins won the Fowler Fall Festival Queen in 2020, but COVID protocols altered what would have been another normal Queen ceremony in the 89 years of the festival.
And so it was just this very humble gathering that we all had together, and it was very private. And I think it made it sweet in that way, where it really kind of showed what was important.
Now, 1 year later, Emma can finally get the spectacle of winning she so rightfully deserves.
Now, the Fowler Fall Festival is anything but just a parade. In the city of Fowler, it's a community event where all those who call it home can be united.
Oftentimes, some familiar faces will be involved with the festival.
It feels great to be the Grand Marshal. I think it really is a testament to what Fowler did for me. Fowler believed in me as a kid, and Fowler really gave me the tools necessary in order to succeed in life.
Even though my run was different, seeing all the people of Fowler come together, and not even just the people of Fowler, but when I branched out to Selma, to Fresno, it actually made my experience so much more special because it really showed the character of some people.
Emma plans on using the money she earned to continue her studies. She hopes to one day become a 5th grade teacher.
A student in our MCJ department helps out her family business that she hopes to one day take over. Jessica Burnson is a public relations student at Fresno State and works at the cherry auction. The auction has been in her family for over 50 years. It recently hosted an auto swap meet where people showcase their classic cars. Burson says she enjoys seeing people come out and do what they love.
That's really what means a lot to me because so many people come out here and this is their livelihood, this is what they depend on, and I love that I get to see that and help them out with that and be a part of something that really helps people out.
Burson hopes to use her PR studies and apply them to her family business. The cherry auction takes place every Tuesday and Saturday from 6:30 a.m. to 3:30 p.m.
As firefighters continue to battle the growing KNP complex fire that's burning in Sequoia National Park, one business is doing its part to help. To help feed first responders who are working around the clock, Quesadilla Gorilla is staying open until 9 at night, Monday through Sunday. And with help from the community, they also created a fund to pay for first responders' meals.
Oh yeah, so we reached up to around $3,000. I would say last Friday our manager put together where we made about 250 breakfast burritos for them. So that was about $1,700 for them. They're really thankful.
Ortiz says with the leftover money from the fund, they will continue to use it to pay for meals for first responders, which caught one first responder by surprise.
We seem to feel a lot of the times at the bottom of the line as an EMS worker, but it is great to be noticed for a foundation that we're part of the part of the crew and that we're actually involved in one.
If you would like to donate to the First Responders Fund, you can visit our website, FresnoStateFocus.com, for a link to the donation page. All proceeds donated will go straight to help first responders working the KNP complex fire.
Coming up next on Fresno State Focus and Sports, we talk with a player from the Fresno State football team.
Also, a recent oil spill is impacting beaches and animal wildlife along the coastline.
Success. At Fresno State, it's no secret. It's discovering new ways to change our world. It's creating opportunities as diverse as our community itself. It's in the distinction of our graduates as they lead us into the future. Success is no secret at Fresno State. It's our mission.
Here in the valley, our colors are blue and our waves are red. Bulldog born and Bulldog bred. Generations linked forever by traditions that have stood the test of time. Inside our stadiums, we are one. This is our valley, and this year, we're doing it for you.
At Fresno State, being bold means committing to something greater than yourself. It's learning by doing and nurturing leaders to advance our shared future. It's using research to create a better life for those around us and healing those who need us most. These are our stories, because at Fresno State, bold begins here.
Now it's time to talk about Fresno State football. I got a chance to meet with lineman Matt Smith and talk about what it means for him to be a semifinalist for the prestigious William Campbell Trophy.
So Matt, you've been playing at Fresno State for well over 5 years, would you say? 5 or 6 years? Could you give us some details on that?
This is my 6th year. I walked on the team in 2016, spent 3 years grinding and trying to perfect my craft. And luckily when the new coaching staff came in, Coach Tedford gave me a scholarship, and I've been on scholarship for the last 3 years. So it's been a long journey.
Right. Now, part of this journey to be on the Fresno State football team, how has it been having to balance academics and athletics all at once?
It's tough. Luckily, the Fresno State athletics and all the resources we have, they allow us as student athletes to be the best we can be, both on the field and off the field. We have great resources such as tutors and advisors that help us along with our studies. And that's something that I really took advantage of, and something that I pride myself in is being the best in whatever I do. So whether it's on the field or in the classroom, I strive to be the best I can be.
All right. Now, I see that you've been nominated for the William Campbell Trophy. What does that mean to you? And rather, what does it mean to people who may not know what the trophy even is?
Yeah, it's an honor. A lot of hard work and dedication has come into this nomination, not only on the field, but in the classroom. It's considered the academic Heisman. So you have to have over a 3.2 GPA, a lot of leadership capabilities, as well as performing on the field and being a significant contributor. And that's something I pride myself in. I've worked really hard, and it means a lot to me. And I'm very grateful that I'm in this opportunity.
All right. What major are you taking right now at Fresno State?
So I graduated with a business degree in sports marketing, and I'm currently in the curriculum and instructions master's program for the education.
All right. Where would you like to see yourself with your degree? Do you plan on going on into the NFL, or would you rather be more into your actual major?
Well, I actually want to become a football coach. I have a couple relatives who have coached football, and I plan on becoming a graduate assistant football coach and kind of getting myself in the coaching world. I'd love to coach at the Division I college level. That's my aspiration, or the NFL. But wherever it takes me, I really want to focus on winning and just making and developing young men into great husbands, fathers, members of their community, and just leaders.
That's great that you say. I really like that you say that, how a lot of athletes just have this notion that they're there to play. But it seems like you're there wanting to better people around you, better the lives of people around you.
Absolutely. I mean, I've been the recipient of a lot of help from a lot of people, and those people have gotten me to where I am today. So that's something that I've kind of taken to heart, and with my success, I want to be able to pass that on. And even if I help one person, that's a win for me.
Well, thanks for talking with me, Matt. Now let's send it back to the studio with Ruby on your Focus on Sports.
Heartbreak in Honolulu. The Bulldogs no longer have their number 18 AP poll ranking after a loss to the Rainbow Warriors. The Bulldogs were late to score their first points of the game, but would ultimately find their rhythm to lead by 14 in the fourth quarter. However, Hawaii would battle back to regain the lead with 3 minutes left in the game. The Dogs were driving into the red zone, trailing by 3, getting ready to have another game-winning touchdown. But Jake Hayner's pass was deflected off the hands of Ty Jones and then intercepted to end the game 27-24. The Bulldogs will get a much-needed bye week as they will play the Cowboys of Wyoming next Saturday. We come back home to the Save Mart Center, where a sweeping performance by the Fresno State volleyball team gave the team a much-needed boost to their season. Playing Wyoming, the Dogs would get their second sweep of the season. Highlights include redshirt senior Desiree Sakov would yet again lead the team in kills with a total of 17 and a hitting average of 500.
That's a good sign.
Along with freshman Ella Rudd getting her second double-double of this year with 10 kills and 10 digs. With this win against Cowboys, the Dogs will improve to 6-6 for the season and 2-2 in Mountain West play. We stay at home as the Fresno State women's soccer team played host to Wyoming, and spoiler alert, they continue their undefeated home winning streak. The Dogs were unstoppable against the Cowboys with the first of many scores, coming 15 minutes into the game from sophomore Cassandra Ceja. Ceja would score her second goal in the 21st minute of the play with a chip shot to put the Dogs up 2-0. A third goal was scored by senior Jordan Brown off the assist of none other than Cassandra Ceja. The Dogs scored another 2 goals, both off the foot of Clovis native Sam Tristan. A dominant performance by the Bulldogs put a close to this game 5-0. The Fresno State equestrian team looks to continue their dominance against Auburn and the University of Lynchburg in their upcoming competition. This comes after the Dogs won over TCU to improve to 2-0 on the year at home. Senior Silly Hayes gave the Bulldogs much-needed victories in the flat and fences event to earning honors that pushed the Dogs ahead of the Horned Frogs. With her score of 89.5 and 90, Hayes earned the highest scores of the entire contest. Additionally, the Dogs ended up winning 7 out of the 8 possible honors for this season. And that will do it for your Focus on Sports. I'm Ruby Roque.
One of the nation's top spots for beach volleyball is off limits right now. Huntington Beach is closed. Crews are cleaning over 120,000 gallons of oil out in the water and along the beach. It's affected wildlife and nearby businesses that rely on tourists. The Coast Guard is using skimming equipment and booms to help slow the spread out in the water. Many more are cleaning up the mess on shore.
Finally, a new exhibit at the Denver Zoo has penguins flapping their wings in joy. The new exhibit is 3 times larger than what it used to be. They even have a 10,000-gallon pool to play in. These African penguins are on the endangered species list, and with most of the penguins being born at the Denver Zoo, this new exhibit is helping to preserve the species. Next week on Fresno State Focus, we get into spirit and talk about how to be safe this Halloween season.
Plus, we visit the Central California Blood Center and learn about the need for blood and platelet donors.
Thank you for joining us.
Be sure to check out our website at FresnoStateFocus.com for all of our latest stories and extended interviews. We will see you next time.